You're listening to Vedge Your Best. There has never been a more important time to be vegan. At Vedge Your Best, I want to help you. I want to help you limit and eliminate the consumption of animal products without feeling deprived, overwhelmed, or unsupported, even if no one you know is vegan. My name's Michelle Olander. I'm a life coach, and I know that if I could go vegan in my 50s, with all my excuses, I know you can start moving in that direction too. Vedge your best, and there's nothing you can't do. Episode 153, August Scaries and Accidentally Vegan. I don't think I ever heard the term Sunday Scaries until pretty recently when a friend of mine mentioned having had that anxiety about Monday on Sunday in a way that actually ruined Sundays for her, even though she was still free and able to do other things. And I think in general, it's because I always looked forward to a new week at school, and I generally look forward to new weeks, new seasons. But this last week, I had my own little mini realization that I think I may have the August Scaries. I mentioned last week that August really snuck up on me, and that August had seemed so far away when I was making my plans for myself this summer, for my family, my business, and now here it is, over halfway through the year, and in many ways halfway through the summer, maybe not meteorological summer, but still. And then on August, I think it was August 4th, I got a text message advertisement. We won't even discuss text message advertisements, but I got a text message advertisement from the company Crate and Barrel about their Halloween merchandise. Halloween merchandise in the first few days of August. Now, if you've been paying attention and playing along at home with Vedge Your Best, you may remember that I am the Halloween Grinch. I have absolutely nothing positive to say about Halloween, and I think it is just plain old, absurd what a big commercial deal Halloween is now. But coming on the heels of my August Scaries, I had that, against my better judgment, I had this sinking feeling that the year's basically over. I guess that's what it was. I just felt kind of awful for a few minutes, almost as if I was 13 and hadn't done my summer reading list and school's next week, and that I dropped the ball. And once again, in my head, I'm feeling that I'm not accomplishing what I want to this year, and nothing ever changes because I'm so disorganized. And the feelings felt really real, very true. For a few minutes, I really felt like I had really lost a chance at something. And, because I do this work all the time of examining my feelings, I kind of had that dwelling feeling until I caught myself and I really realized the only thing I was losing was enjoying my afternoon. The only thing I'd really lost was being aware of all the options ahead of me today. I was losing the opportunity to be conscious of everything that existed right now. August, okay, that's just a word we traditionally use to keep track of certain parts of the year. And Halloween is just a day that big box stores decide they can get us to spend a bunch of money for plastic tat and sugary crap that will end up in a landfill for no reason that makes any sense to me. And none of that, even if you love Halloween, okay, none of that has anything to do with me and what I have or what I want or what's possible for me right now. So then I asked myself, why? Is this even an issue for me? August, it's just another month. I'm a lucky woman to be alive in. And as for Halloween, they can send me 1,000 ads about Halloween junk, and they probably will. And I'm not going to buy it. So why is it even bringing up any emotions for me? Well, because somehow it is an opportunity that I allowed my emotions to get hijacked for a few minutes. We've all had those moments, usually in early life, where we, for some reason, found ourselves really late for something that was important, and usually important for how someone was going to judge us, what they were going to think about us. And earlier this week, I had a response to something I heard, and I felt those sensations in my stomach and in my posture that I know I've felt as a young person many years ago. My affect was like, summer's over. Actually, I guess the year is really over, most of it anyway, and I haven't gotten, well, in my case, I haven't gotten all my podcast systems and files organized the way I wanted. I haven't written as much as I had intended to. My website needs more articles. My kids will probably not be coming to visit us at the shore that many more times now, because isn't frost just a few weeks away? And again, hijacked. Brain, thoughts, going in a direction that's not positive. And actually, it's not really all that true. And it certainly is distracting me from all the possibility that's ahead of me here in this moment, and in this one, and in this one. So I'm wondering if you're having any August scaries. Where are you looking at your calendar and thinking, what? Excuse me, that can't be right. I'm not finished with all the things I thought I would try or practice or start this summer. In fact, it's not just that I'm not finished. I actually, if I'm honest with myself, didn't start. If that's true, if any of this is ringing true for you, I want to tell you that self-condemnation is not helpful long term. And I know that a lot of us learned to bully ourselves when we found ourselves in this sort of situation. I know my internal messaging is usually stupid, stupid, stupid. I know, and I know I'm not the only one who thinks that. Am I the only one? Well, I don't think so. And I would agree that the pressure of an internal smackdown and an impending deadline, I believe that pressure has sometimes gotten us motivated, gotten us into gear, sometimes. But I would say almost always only on projects that we really believe we have to do because someone else is expecting us to do it. Someone else will be judging us on it, and someone else is counting on us to do it. On the other hand, when there are projects or objectives or goals and things that are really important to you but don't seem that important to others, especially goals where no one else is really going to notice or care all that much. In those cases, feelings like overwhelmed and out of time and here we go again, they can get us to just give up on the whole idea. Maybe it's not for me. Maybe now's not the right time. I guess all the evidence points to the idea that I'm just never going to make this happen. Now, maybe you thought this summer was a time when you were really going to eliminate or at least limit the consumption of meat or dairy or eggs. What was on your list this year? If you thought this summer was going to be your chance, if you thought you would have the time this summer to learn new recipes, or that the veggies and fruits would be in the market, and that picnics would be a great opportunity, and you could get the kids into the garden, or maybe that you could get your spouse excited about making a few new choices, or convince your friends or colleagues to do a vegan option or potluck. You know, in most of these cases, most of the people I talk to about vegan and plant-based goals, no one is going to be on your case if you just drop it, or silently quit, or try to forget about the whole idea. Because honestly, in most of our cases, nobody's demanding, nobody's hoping. In my case, Nobody was hoping I would commit to a vegan practice, so I get it. There were probably a million other things that I actually had to do, and thousands of things that other people were relying on me to do. So it took a while until I started to practice making those vegan choices. And I know from talking to so many of you who want to know which vegan choice to start with or which category to concentrate on. And so many of you, I know you get annoyed with me. You do. You get annoyed with me when I tell you it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as you start. But I'm going to give you one of my tips today. And I call it my cheating to-do list. Have you ever made a to-do list and put on a couple of things on it that you already do without even needing the list for it? And then you cross them off? It's like a list of where you are already accidentally doing amazing, productive, useful things. And you think, okay, all right, I need to get some traction today. Okay, so here's my list. Pencil, pad, and honestly, isn't it better if you went online and bought a pre-printed pad that says to do on the top of every page? Okay, so this is your to-do list. And I know so much anxiety comes up for us because if we put something, I know I need to do on that list and then I don't do it. Okay, balanced checkbook. Maybe not today, right? Maybe, that's something. How about, okay, no, maybe I'll put a plant-based dinner from one of my 50 vegan cookbooks that I haven't even looked at. Okay, maybe I don't want to put that on this one today because something I'm going to have to do. Actually, no one's going to help me find all those ingredients at the store. And what if I can't do it? What if nobody likes it? Okay, this is when I start to slide a couple of things on there, like start the laundry or pick up the mail at the mailbox or take out the garbage, wipe down the counters. My cheating to-do list, that's when I start filling it with household tasks that, they do need to be done, but they don't need to be done before I work on my book or while I write my blog or record this podcast. And honestly, there are things I'm going to do no matter what, whether it's written down or not. But anyway, I let all these tasks fill up that to-do list, and then I get the dopamine hit of checking them off because they remind me that I'm at least accidentally productive. Crossing them off, even though they don't actually advance my goal or my agenda, they don't actually make something new happen that hasn't already been occurring. In the next week or two, actually, we're going to talk about some of the things I have been doing that I'm excited about. But the idea of the cheating to-do list, I like, especially if you're trying to get some traction on your vegan or plant-based goals. So put that on top of the list, vegan to-do list. Now, write down what you already are easily doing. Anything you're already doing basically every day without thinking that's in line with a vegan or plant-based lifestyle. So maybe like line 1, no liver or organ meat. Is that easy? 2, eat a salad. 3, do not buy gorgonzola or quail eggs or something else that you actually never ever buy. Put that on your list. Something else coming up for you? Maybe you already never eat rabbit. Maybe you already choose cosmetics that are cruelty-free. Maybe you already buy pasta that doesn't contain eggs. Put a few of those down. Put a few things to remind yourself you are already doing a lot of vegan or plant-based congruent things, right? And even if you're not, even if you think you're not, I bet you're doing something. I bet you probably have an apple or some other fruit in the kitchen. Maybe you don't use lard to saute in. Take credit for anything, no matter what it is, no matter how easy and how not a big deal it is. Anything that is part of a vegan practice. Maybe you already use non-dairy milks. Maybe you already read the labels to avoid certain ingredients. Write them down. You are winning. Of course, there's plenty of time to learn how to do more things. Me too. And I imagine I'll keep learning and doing better and trying to make choices more in line with compassion and sustainability and health. Yeah, I'm going to try and do that for the rest of my life. I just bought kapok pillows for my husband and myself. My husband was complaining that our very old down pillows were just too flat and soft. And I replaced them with kapok pillows, which I just learned about from recent guest Aline Dewar, that she's the vegan interior designer. Kapok pillows, they are a type of wood or tree. Anyway, so far, as far as I know, they're great. So make your cheating to-do list. What are you already doing that's vegan or plant-based? Do you already eat whole grains in some way? Take credit for that. Have you already swapped out, maybe you've already swapped out mayonnaise for one of the great vegan mayos. Put that down. Have you already gotten comfortable no longer eating sea urchin or grouse or deer meat? I don't care what it is, put it down. Put down anything that's true for you, because ultimately, developing a vegan practice will not be any harder than what you're already doing. And I really do believe this is the best place to start, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed. Check off what you are already doing just fine. And you know, sometimes we talk about products being, have you heard this term? Accidentally vegan. Accidentally vegan. Things like regular Oreos, most tater tots, I believe, are accidentally vegan. Original Pillsbury crescent rolls, that dough that you can open up and put in the oven. Those products just so happen not to have any animal products in them. You have to check. Don't take my exact word for wherever you are. There are regional differences, and there are certain subcategories of these brands. But in general, the concept of accidentally vegan means items that are created not to be vegan, but they just happen to be. And if you've been struggling making changes, if you've had a hard time with knowing how to begin your vegan practice, please start with what's already easy. Start with what's already happening, where you are already accidentally vegan in your day. That's where you can build from. Build from your successes, not your sense that you're doing it wrong or that you're behind. Okay, it is August, and that's just what we call this month. I need to remind myself of it, not you, but I need to know it. And there are companies marketing Halloween products. It's just a fact. And there may not be anyone in your family or your office or your community begging you or even happy that you want to move in a vegan direction. Okay, that's just how it is. Where are you already a success, my Vedge bestie? Make a list. Make a list. And if it's not in plant-based or a vegan practice that you are trying to hone in on, make a list where you are already on track. And there's nothing too small to go on that list. Give yourself credit for all of it. Let me know if we can help you. But did you know you can send me a voice message? You can send me a voice message through the link in the show notes, and we can put your voice on the podcast. And how about you send me a voice message telling me where you first noticed that you're accidentally vegan in some way? Where is it already easy? Okay, kids, it is such a privilege and an honor that you're sharing this time with me. I so appreciate it. And I also really am deeply grateful that you sometimes share this podcast with others. So please, if there's someone you think who might enjoy it or get something out of it, just hit that button that shares it to them. Okay, my dear Vedge besties, until next week, Enjoy August and veg your best. Veg Your Best podcast production, music, and editing by Charlie Weinshank. Thanks, Charlie. Before you go, it would mean so much to me and the Veg Your Best team if you would hit subscribe, leave us a 5-star review, or share with someone you think might be interested. Something about algorithms, it helps bump us up a little in the rankings, and that's the best way to help others find the podcast and for us to find our audience. So, until next week, make it easy and veg your best.